And what were the objectives when you were like working for Global Citizens Forum?
It is very well mentioned in many research studies that those kids who are born after 2000, they are going to see the lifespan of at least 125 years of age. So one of the focus area of Global Citizens Forum is happy, healthy, wealthy beyond 100.
You have started 9-day challenge. I guess a lot of participation was there from India as well.
Many of the complex global problems has simple solution in Sanatan principle that we strongly believe. और ये 9-day challenge is nothing but कि नवरात्रि के समय
You are also working with India US corridor. So what impact it has created over the years?
how one is the largest democracy, one is the oldest democracy. And Indians have started contributing significantly in America. 1 in 6 doctor is an Indian doctor.
In Africa, we are reading that a lot of pharmaceuticals are porting to Africa.
What we have seen, what medicine that we are selling in India for say 100 rupees, for example, the same medicine is being sold in West Africa for 200 or 250 or 300 rupees, which is not right. That country is,
What would you suggest, like one who want to invest in Africa in agriculture?
see, many.
In this episode of Seed and Farm, we have a very special guest. He is the co-founder of Boston Center of Excellence for Health and Human Development. Also, he is the president of Global Citizens Forum, which is based in Singapore and working with most of the countries to create a positive impact in our society and in throughout the world. He has been traveling all across the world and he has been a motivation to most of the youth who start their life from a very tier 2 cities and becomes a role model for change all across the globe. He has been traveling all across the globe. Also, he is the voice of Indian diaspora in the United States. We are talking about Mr. Pramit Maakoday. We are very much motivated and enthusiastic at this point of time to have him in our show. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. It has been a pleasure that you have spent your precious time for us in order to
No, no, it's
talk to
my
our
pleasure.
viewers. Thank you so much. And we want to, it would be a very like interesting journey for all of us because as coming from a tier 2 city myself, we have aspirations and dreams of becoming like into the field of entrepreneurs and all, and you are the person who has achieved it. So we want to know how important decisions you have taken in your life, what you have done. Your voice will actually embrace us. It will motivate a lot of youth in India to become a change maker. Thank you. We want to start it and we are very much motivated to have in our show. Thank you for joining us.
No, thanks for having me. It's great to be part of this show and to share my journey and share my experience with you and basically the Indian youth and particularly Indians around the world. There is a remarkable journey. There is a new motivation and excitement that we all have seen, particularly in last 10 to 15 years. Indians are highly respected around the world, and the change that we are making not only in India, but I think the inspirational Indians are shaping the world. So that story also need to come out again and again. And I want that the youth, the 600 million plus youth of India, should get motivated. There are great stars, superstars who have done so remarkably well. I think not only just my story, but many stories at the highest level need to come out that should motivate millions of youth.
How have you started? Like, tell me more about like which place you're born, your schooling, your academics.
So I am from Indore, Madhya Pradesh. They call it NRI, so we call ourselves non-resident Indori first, and then non-resident Indians. I am a fourth generation Indori. Indore, Madhya Pradesh is a very interesting town, a great town. People have started loving it more and more in last 8-10 years because Indore has got a unique distinction that in last 7 years, continuously for 7 years, Indore has been ranked the most cleanest
Clean city,
city,
yes.
the cleanest city of
India.
India. And it's not just once or twice or thrice, it's 7 times in a row. So there is a remarkable change. And it's not a small kasbah or a small town,
It's
it
a
is with a population of 3 million people. So there is an entire attitudinal change and behavioral change that we have seen with the people of Indore, and that has made Indore the cleanest city. So, see, if 10 years ago, if you would have asked me, can Indore be the cleanest city of India? Probably in my distant dream, I might have said no. But today it is a reality that Indore is the cleanest city. And that's the remarkable story when Honorable Prime Minister has given a clarion call of India being the clean India. स्वच्छ भारत का जो उन्होंने एक सबको आह्वान किया,
Mhm.
there are few sincere bureaucrats, hardworking bureaucrats who have taken that call. There were politicians who had taken it very seriously, inspired by the Prime Minister. And not just the politician and the bureaucrat, the entire population of Indore, particularly the youngsters, the youth, they got motivated with Honorable Prime Minister's call. They all have made it into a movement, and that has really changed Indore from Everest city to the cleanest city 7 times in a row. So when you can change the attitude, behavior, and the entire structure of a city in 7 to 8 years, then that's where the silver lining is. That's where the hope is, that the whole of India could
Can be
also
transformed.
become a Viksit Bharat when Pradhan Mantri ji just say. But we all have to work hard towards it. Not just the politicians, not just the bureaucrats, not just the youth, but the every segment and every sector of the society. If we rally behind the clarion call of our Prime Minister and the vision, we will become a Viksit Bharat in less than 25 years.
That's like we have been. I was in Mumbai. So in Mumbai, people used to say that Indore is the mini Mumbai of India. Like it's the second most like financial capital. The way it has shaped into a financial city has also been a very remarkable story to tell.
Correct. See, it is like it has the best educational institutes of Madhya Pradesh or Central India, I would say. It has IIT, it has IIM, it has a very reputed medical college. So the entire tech system, the management colleges, the overall city has become an education hub. And apart from education hub, I would say it has also always been the commercial hub. There is a lot more to achieve. Indore, when it compares to other cities, now it has become the cleanest city of India. It has shown that how public private participation can change the entire city and the entire landscape of that region. Now it has to take a second big leap and should become the best commercial, industrial, and a city that could be a role model for entire India, not just in the cleanliness, but in many other sectors as well.
So where did you go to school in Indore?
Yeah, I studied in many schools, to be honest. I moved to many schools. I have studied in convent school as well, but I have studied in Dayanand Saraswati School, which is like जो अपने संघ की विचारधारा वाली schools हैं, that gives you that gives lot of emphasis on values and morals and Sanatani teachings. And as I said,
Mhm.
I have studied in convent school as well earlier. But the best part was with this Dayanand Saraswati school. It is a great school. That is a great ecosystem. When I used to study in that school, I never knew that we have a chain of these type of schools. So like Vidya Bharati karke there is a chain of schools
हाँ,
which are
विद्या
almost
मंदिर सरस्वती विद्या
सरस्वती शिशु
मंदिर
मंदिर, शारदा कन्या विद्यालय, ऐसी ऑलमोस्ट 17,000 के आसपास पूरे भारत में, फ्रॉम कश्मीर टू कन्याकुमारी एंड गुजरात टू गुवाहाटी, वी हैव दीज स्कूल्स. There are more than 4 million students. 1,70,000 teachers are there. So these schools should now, once again, another uh, thought is that this whole chain of schools should become a model chain of schools, and that will really change the entire education system of India. Those 4 million students like me, which we used to study long back, now these type of 4 million students, if we could change this school system for really to a next level, then it will create brand ambassadors, it will create ambassadors for the Sanatani school ecosystem, and that will talk about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam principles. Because in those schools, the teachers, the students have that kind of different motivation and aspiration and value system. I think we should take that value system and make it into model that should go across India and to the rest of the world.
How do you see like at, you are at a point at this particular stage of your life, you have accomplished a lot of things, and you see yourself going into that school, shaping in that embedding that value core system in inside you. So how it has transformed you from that value system to the place where you are, so that we also can say to our viewers that it's like the teachings of Sanatan is actually shaping our lives in order to become successful or change makers.
So as I said, see, when in these type, when those schools, जो respect to your parents, respect to the whole Sanatan ecosystem, whatever we learn in our Sanatan values, they also teach you to certain extent how to implement into your practical life. And I think most of the complex problems that the world is facing, many of the solutions lies into Sanatan principles. I think that is a great message. If we build those school system, uh, when I say build the school system, build the character of each student in those school systems, then they will start implementing those Sanatan principles, and that will help in solving many of the complex problems around the world.
Yes. So from Indore to Boston Center of Excellence for Health and Human Development. So, what it is all about, how you have become like co-founded this for development of health and human development. So, share something about the journey, also the objective of Boston Center of Excellence for Health and Human Development.
Yeah, so I did my schooling from Indore, although for a couple of years I was outside of Indore as well, at Pune and in Raipur and many other places. But then I did my bachelor's in electronics, master's in computers. I have worked with a few very large corporations, the Fortune 50 organizations. I have worked with General Electric, then Fidelity, then United Health Group. And for last 21 years, I'm in Boston area. And Boston in 2014 15 we started this Boston Center of Excellence for Health and Human Development. It has been started with the behest and the motivation of, again, honorable Prime Minister, because Prime Minister Saab has spent good amount of time before he was even chief minister in Boston. For many years he used to come in Boston area to America, and particularly he used to stay in Needham, Massachusetts. हमारे सबके बड़े श्रद्धेय महेश मेहता जी, अंजलि बेन पांड्या, कंचन बनर्जी, that all those guys are very well known to the honorable Prime Minister. I was also part of that same group. हाँ? और प्रधानमंत्री से प्रेरित होकर प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, he always used to say that how to bring the best of the east and the best of the west together. The very similar thought जो स्वामी विवेकानंद जी का था कि we need to bring the best of the east and the best of the west together. प्रधानमंत्री जी भी यही कहते हैं कि we need to bring the global best practices together for global good. So with that thought process, we started this Boston Center of Excellence for Health and Human Development. uh, Prime objectives of BOCI, or Boston Center of Excellence, is integrative medicine is one of the major important focus area, where how to bring the modern medicine along with the traditional medicine.
Mm,
That is one area of focus. Basically, how to bring affordable, accessible, quality healthcare
mm.
by bringing the modern medical
Medical.
practices and traditional healthcare systems. That's what we focus on. Second, we started working together on the sustainable environmental changes as well. Because Boston is again a very unique ecosystem. Just to give you the numbers, we have 262 Nobel laureates coming from Boston, Massachusetts. Boston is the capital, Massachusetts is the state. So, from that part of the world or that part of America, till date, we have 262 plus Nobel laureates, or somewhere in that
Mm.
that range. So that kind of innovative ecosystem, which is unparalleled, unheard of.
Place of innovation, I guess, a
Yeah,
city of
it
innovation.
is the capital of innovation. Kendall Square करके एक बॉस्टन में जगह है, which is close to Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Boston Cambridge area, is more of the same. So Kendall Square is called as the most innovative capital of the world. And just 1 mile radius में आप देखेंगे तो more than a dozen Nobel laureate are sitting even today, and amazing innovations, research that comes out of that part of the
That.
world. So we need to bring that innovation system with the innovation system that we have here in India, whether it is Bangalore or Pune or other parts of the world. We need to still do a lot in India when it comes to research and innovation, but this is one of our effort, how to bring Boston to Bangalore or US to India together and see how we can take it to the next level.
Yeah, we are moving in technology, but I think the speed is slow, the pace is slow. We are we into the field of IT, I guess we have now we are competing with top three countries of this world, but we need to actually, I think, do more into that
Certainly,
particular.
there is a lot more to be done in India, and India is moving with a rapid pace, but it need to have much faster pace to catch on
Mhm.
when you compare the innovation and the amount of funds and the resources that American industry spends in industry academia collaboration or partnership. That is still missing in India, or lagging in India. I won't say missing. Things have
Mhm.
started, but it need to be with much faster pace, I would say.
And what were the objectives when you were like working for Global Citizens Forum? What are the objectives of Global Citizens Forum?
So, Global Citizen Forum, again, it's a great organization and a platform. It has been started by Rajrishi BK Modi ji. It's a great organization started in Singapore, but now we are working in many countries around the world. Uh, Main objective is to have uh, sustainable, innovative, and social harmony based solutions. Like we go, our solutions, our thought process, our projects and programs go beyond religion, beyond nationality, and beyond gender. Like, for example, sun. Now, sun doesn't look for any boundaries. It is the source of energy and source of creation for the entire world. So, with that kind of inspiration, all our objects, uh, products, programs, and
Mhm.
solutions are with that philosophy. Now, Global Citizens Forum, we have great programs that we are starting in the healthcare space. That is how to remain happy, healthy, wealthy beyond 100. That's one of
Okay.
the set of projects and programs that we are working on. Now, it is very well uh, mentioned in many research studies that those kids who are born after, or those people who are born after 2000, they are going to be alive. They are going to see the lifespan of at least 125 years of age. So now the whole paradigm about retirement planning or longevity or graceful living has to completely change. So one of the focus area was of Global Citizens Forum is happy, healthy, wealthy beyond
Mhm.
100. Second is like another exciting technology we all have heard is Starlink technology. So Starlink is technology that is going to transform the entire communication, networks, telecom industry, and telecom vertical altogether. Right now, we have seen that telecom is like a state specific or a country specific, and there are different roaming areas, and so people are still segregating. But with the with Starlink technology, with thousands of satellites orbiting around the globe and around our planet, you will see that this whole uh, network, telecom, and communication issue is going to go seamless, irrespective of which part of the planet you are in. Everything is super well connected. That kind of technology, when it comes into full play, you will see a transformative change around the
Mhm.
world. So, those type of technologies we are going to focus, promote, and innovations and applications around those technology will be another focus area for us.
Technology has reduced barriers in terms of it has made life easy, reduced barriers. I guess that has played an important role, and that's why I think Global Citizens Forum will be a very important key
Yeah, as I said,
organization
certainly
in.
that like sustainable solutions, innovative solutions, solutions that generate social harmony and across the world. So once again, bringing global best practices for global good will be the focus of Global Citizens.
We have gone through your profile. We have also read about like you are the founding member of Friends of Madhya Pradesh. It was a government initiative which has been like a very key government initiative to connect people of their state all across the globe. We want to know
Yeah.
more
So
about
again,
it.
from being from Indore, Madhya Pradesh, that is what our origin. So many years ago, we started this government of Madhya Pradesh started this whole program of Friends of Madhya Pradesh, and now it's a body which is very active in 17 plus countries, and it's a great platform whether you are looking for some kind of economic ties, business ties, or even just people wants to contribute something to Madhya Pradesh or be friends with Madhya Pradesh, or if you are coming as a tourist to Madhya Pradesh, all are welcoming and they can get a great source of information, and you will find lot of people finding it very easy to connect to Madhya Pradesh through Friends of Madhya Pradesh. Another area where a lot of students who goes out of Madhya Pradesh to different other countries, they find their second home with the members of Friends of Madhya Pradesh, because they can come and stay with us, and they are staying with us. They are getting lot of initial days, lot of support till they
Mhm.
establish there. So, and not just students, even working professionals, they are getting lot of support from this, and a different kind of bonding you feel
Mhm.
when you be part of Friends of Madhya Pradesh around the world in many other countries.
Yeah, these are the initiatives which actually tells us that the government, our government is playing a role in like shaping the world, also connecting us, providing facilities, and looking after the people, looking after the citizens. So how do you see that? Like, how do you are the like perfect person for the advocacy? You have seen, you have traveled all across globe. How do you see our government working to connect people, to connect countries, working for a change?
See, in last 10, 12 years, there is a new kind of, as I just mentioned, new kind of excitement with people of Indian origin, whether they are in India or outside of India. And more, I would say, outside of India, there is a new kind of josh, with
Mm.
particularly with the so much of effort that Prime Minister has put in getting the diaspora, the global diaspora of Indian origin, connecting to the roots and connecting back to India. A lot of people want to contribute to the Indian story. They want to be part of both on the private side as well as the public side, that is, on the private side as well as the government side, to contribute to different initiatives. And Friends of Madhya Pradesh is one of the examples of that. Many
Mm.
other examples are there, and people are started contributing very actively in
Mm.
their different programs. For when you say Global Indians for Bharat Vikas, I think that is now coming into action by diaspora actively working to make India as a Viksit Bharat. And it's important that diaspora people have their own perspective. They have seen the global changes, the best practices around the world. There are a lot of things they are also learning from India. India also teaches remarkable thing which can be taken to the other parts of the world. And that's where we have seen that this bilateral or the multilateral relationship is working very well nowadays.
Yes, we are moving. I guess we are moving at a pace. Also, people like you who have achieved so much in United States, but still desperate to contribute to our country and like contributing in all the possible ways. So it is very like motivating and enlightening to us that you have been sharing your knowledge and coming to country, doing a lot of things. You have started 9 day challenge. I guess a lot of participation was there from India as well, and also make this challenge all across the globe. So tell our viewers like why you have started this 9 day challenge, इसका क्या रोल है और कैसे हम लोग एज एन इंडिया, क्योंकि इस आवाज को हम, क्योंकि हमने जब ये खुद भी पढ़ा और समझा तो ये जाना कि मतलब इससे हमारे हेल्थ के ऊपर काफी पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट रहा, तो हम चाहते हैं कि इसको आप और इंडिया के लोगों से बात करें और ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को जोड़े, और हम भी इसमें जितना भी प्रयास हो सकता है क्योंकि एक बहुत अच्छा इनिशिएटिव रहा, तो आप।
See, so the biggest challenge that the world is facing right now, not just India, but the privileged world all around across the globe, is not of terrorism. To be honest, it is the rising cost of healthcare and falling health outcomes. That is a major, major problem. And that's where we have seen that the health is what you think and what you eat is almost 80% of your health. 20% or some other factors are there, genetics and other factors. But this is very important that people have started uh, getting away from the proper discipline in their food habits and thought process. We are eating way too much. We are eating way too many times during the day, and we are not eating the right quality of food as well. In last 25 years, because of the digital revolution, this whole inputs, the digital inputs that have started coming to your mind, has gone up by almost 100 times. So mental health issues have also started cropping up a lot. So mental health, spiritual health, and physical health is in decline. So that's why we thought of designing a program that will bring discipline to your food habits and thought process, to improve your MSP. And MSP is not minimum selling price. MSP is to improve your mental health, spiritual health, and
Physical
physical
health.
health. And
Mm.
we have seen that with no major advertising or pushing it aside, just by floating this program, thousands and thousands of people have joined this. What we have asking people to do simple things, simple things like they need to eat for during the 9 days, minimum 9 days. Particularly, there are two Navratris which are there. One Navratri come into March and April time frame. Another Navratri comes in October, that is the Garba Samay wali Navratri. One is the Ram Navami Navratri and one is the Shardeya Navratri that comes in October, November time frame. तो उस समय जैसे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी, अगेन ही इज अ ग्रेट एग्जाम्पल दैट हाउ टू बी agile, effective and healthy by doing, like, by bringing discipline to your food habits and
Mm.
thought process. So he does yoga very regularly, but many of us know that for more than 40 years, प्रधानमंत्री जी और उससे भी ज़्यादा शायद से वो दोनों ही नवरात्रि में पूर्ण रूप से उपवास करते हैं. ही ओनली टेक्स liquid, and that gives him the complete detoxification. So he is a great example to us that
Mm.
twice a year at least we should also detoxify your body, and it has been very well documented in ayurveda and in naturopathy that ये नवरात्रि का जो समय है जब आप उपवास करते हैं तो उसके बहुत सारे men- शारीरिक मीन्स फिजिकल
Spiritual.
एंड मेंटल हेल्थ के बड़े उसके फायदे होते हैं. एंड नवरात्रि पीरियड ऑल्सो हेल्प्स यू इन योर स्पिरिचुअल वेल बीइंग एज वेल. तो इसलिए हमने ये मूवमेंट चालू किया. वी आर आस्किंग पीपल नॉट टू वेरी वेरी harsh on or strict on the rules for your upvas or for fasting, but we are asking very simple things that for 9 days, for minimum 9 days, you can go for more number of days as well. You can, you have to eat only one time a day, possibly millet. Millet has its
Hmm.
set of benefits we all know now. प्रधानमंत्री जी और भारत सरकार भी इसको काफ़ी पुश कर रही है मिलेट को. सो दैट इज सिंपल थिंग्स लाइक eat one time a day, possibly millet for 9 days. Then drink minimum 9 glasses of liquids. Try to avoid sugary sodas.
Hmm.
Then do minimum 9 minutes of meditation or yoga. Huh? Then spend minimum 9 minutes with your own mother or motherly figure. In case mother is not there, mother or motherly figure. And if possible, stay away for 90 minutes each day from digital devices. These are the simple things. And a lot of people have started uh, taking into that challenge. And they have completed this challenge successfully in our pilot program. And then we request them to motivate and inspire 9 other friends, family, or family members or associates to join this movement. And there are a lot of rewards and awards that we have put in place. That once you pledge for this, there will be awards that you will be getting. Once you complete this pledge, then also there will be set of awards that we will be having. Like we had first time, we had given them and their mothers a free trip to Ayodhya, do a special darshan of Lord Rama, and we did a Mahalakshmi Samruddhi Yagya in Ayodhya.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is one. Then there are many other, like
Mhm.
trip to a wellness resort or trip with your mother or with your family, trip to some other destinations which helps you for family bonding, which helps you for your health and wellness. Those type of
I think the program is very, very like it's deep. It's by doing small things you can achieve big results. What were the results? What were the feedbacks that you have received?
see, lot of people they say, see, you yourself when you start doing this kind of fast, the first 2 3 days it becomes little hard. Like I do only on liquids. Like I don't eat anything. But in our 9 day challenge, we are not asking people to only do liquid. There are people who are doing only on liquids as well. So after 3 4 days, you yourself start feeling more energetic and agile. Uh, when you are only on liquid, sometimes you feel that, अरे मैं तो बड़ा वीक वीक लगने लगेगा एंड आई विल स्टार्ट फीलिंग स्लगिश. बट नो, इट इज़ द अदर वे राउंड. हम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा खाना खाते हैं रेगुलर दिनों में, तो हमको थोड़ा सा सुस्ती ज़्यादा आती है. बट व्हेन यू आर फास्टिंग, यू फील मोर एनर्जेटिक, अजाइल एंड इफेक्टिव. And then after 3 4 days, I have seen that your negative thoughts also start coming down. whatever negative or unwanted thoughts which you don't want in your regular life, those automatically those thoughts goes down. So there are a lot of benefits that we have seen. There are a lot of testimonials they are there. There is one interesting incident that one of my friend, he's a liver transplant surgeon, one of the best in the best at Harvard University. Now, as part of our 9 day challenge, there is one aspect that you have to connect or talk to your mother or take care of your mother at least 9 minutes every day. So when he started calling his mom, because he was in America, his mom is in Pune, he started calling his mom. So after 4 days, the mom said, "Hey, is everything fine with you? You used to call me once in 5 to 7 days. Now you have started calling me every day. Is everything fine with you and your wife?" He said, "Yes." But then he mentioned that he is part of this challenge,
Sure.
and his mother has thanked me and thanked the whole program. And she was very happy that these type of programs are.
So कैसे ये आइडिया कैसे, how did you conceive this idea of starting this 9 day challenge?
देखिए, see, as mentioned, that many of the complex global problems has simple solution in Sanatan principles that we strongly believe. और ये 9 डे चैलेंज इज नथिंग बट कि नवरात्रि के समय जो उपवास का अपना महत्व है, उपवास का इन जनरल भी अपने पास पूरे साल भर एक अलग महत्व है, पर नवरात्रि में लोग विशेष रूप से उपवास करते हैं और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से ही प्रेरित हुए हैं। बिकॉज प्रधानमंत्री जी जब फर्स्ट टाइम मेडिसिन स्क्वायर गार्डन कार्यक्रम के लिए आए थे अमेरिका, जब उनका पहला प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में पहला इंडिया के बाहर कार्यक्रम था, तब वो नवरात्रि के समय आए थे। एंड एट दैट टाइम ही एड्रेस्ड यूनाइटेड नेशंस, ही मेट विथ ओबामा, प्रेसिडेंट ओबामा, व्हाइट हाउस पे भी गए, बड़े उद्योगपतियों से ब्लूमबर्ग के साथ भी उनकी मीटिंग्स हुई। तो इन सब तमाम मीटिंग्स में भी हमने देखा कि वो नवरात्रि के समय ही वाज़ ओनली ऑन लिक्विड्स एंड ही वाज़ स्टिल इफेक्टिवली वर्किंग एंड डिलीवरिंग ऑल हिज ड्यूटीज़ विथ सो मच ऑफ एजिलिटी एंड इफेक्टिवनेस। तो जब प्रधानमंत्री से जब इतने व्यस्त शेड्यूल में भी उपवास कर सकते हैं, तब भी हमने सोचा कि यार वो भी एक प्रेरणादायी हमारे पास प्रसंग था कि जिससे हम लोगों ने प्रेरणा ली। और फिर अभी लास्ट ईयर 22 जनवरी को जब लकीली हम अयोध्या में भगवान श्री राम मंदिर का जो उद्घाटन हुआ, उस समय भी हमने देखा कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने काफ़ी दिनों के उपवास के बाद या 11 दिन के उपवास के बाद उन्होंने अ, मंदिर का उद्घाटन किया। तब हमको लगा कि तब वो एक दूसरे प्रेरणा का समय था कि उससे भी हम मोटिवेट हुए, इंस्पायर हुए और हमारे ग्रुप ने फिर शपथ ली कि इस तरह से ये जो उपवास के जो फ़ायदे हैं और जो सनातन प्रिंसिपल्स के जो फ़ायदे हैं, उसको पूरी दुनिया को अपन कैसे ले जाएँ, तो एक मूवमेंट चालू करें। इसलिए हमने ये 9 डे चैलेंज की एक मूवमेंट चालू की। इट्स इज़ अ मिनिमम 9 डे चैलेंज, तो इसको आप न 9 दिन से भी ज़्यादा दिन कर सकते हैं। साल में 2 बार करें तो और अच्छा रहेगा,
Hmm.
दोनों ही नवरात्रि के समय, क्योंकि नवरात्रि में एक अलग स्पिरिचुअल माहौल भी रहता है, जिससे आपको एक अंतर प्रेरणा मिलती है, एक इनर एनर्जी मिलती है कि आप इस तरह के
Hmm.
प्रोग्राम्स को न केवल प्लेज़ लें, पर उसको एक्चुअल में कंप्लीट भी करें।
और कैसे जुड़ सकते हैं इससे?
There is, see, we have presence on social media. We have numeric 9, that is number 9daychallenge.com is the website. There are social media handles on Facebook, on Insta, on Twitter. और इसके माध्यम से हम लोग इस प्रोग्राम का आप जुड़ भी सकते हैं, उसके फ़ायदे भी आपको पता लगते हैं उसमें, और एक मूवमेंट बनती है, एक बड़ा ग्रुप बनता है, जिससे एक दूसरे से आदमी मोटिवेट करते रहता है और एक हज़ारों
Hmm.
से लाखों और लाखों से गॉड विलिंग कुछ सालों में करोड़ों लोग भी उससे जुड़ने लगेंगे।
While talking to, I've got two questions apart from this. What keeps you motivated? Because I see you like you have so much of responsibilities, and also you are so much passionate for the transformation, passionate for our Sanatan Dharma, and passionate for our Bharat. So, what keeps you motivated?
सी देयर आर इंस्पिरेशन, वंस अगेन प्रधानमंत्री जी अपने आप में एक बड़े मोटिवेशन है हम सब के लिए। लाइक अ मैन एट द एज ऑफ 73, ही इज टायरलेसली वर्किंग 18 आवर्स अ डे और 20 आवर्स अ डे, एंड ही नॉट ओनली स्टार्ट थिंकिंग ही थिंक्स अबाउट इंडिया, बट ही नाउ थिंकिंग अबाउट द वर्ल्ड एंड मेकिंग अ सिग्निफिकेंट चेंज टू द world at large. So he is a big inspiration and motivation to us. Apart from that, Swami Vivekanand ji ki jo lifestyle hai, that is a big inspiration to me and many of us. And then there are so many other accomplished people who have shown that if you work hard, if you work with the right intent, right passion, and with the thinking about a global good or making a transformational changes to millions or hundreds of millions of lives, that gives you a different kind of kick and motivation to keep working. And that is one of the source of inspiration for me and many of people like me.
Mm, that's like we also try to keep up to do social change, to bring a social changes. It's in our heart, I guess. That is what we have learned in our Sanatan Dharma, is to, when we want to help others, we want to bring a change which actually empowers people, enlightens people, is the culture of our country. And also our government has been dedicatedly working in this particular field as well. It has been a remarkable achievement for them to connect, I guess, with our honorable Prime Minister Modi. We have he has been a role model for all the Indians living abroad. So how do you see that? Because you were there, you have been working for arrangements and events for our honorable Prime Minister. So what have you seen, how it has empowered people abroad?
See, again, as I said, his own lifestyle, he's a living example that how to lead by your own example. Now, a man who is from a very humble beginning now rose to this height of last 11 years. Now he is the prime minister of the most populous country in the world. Every year we have seen that his respect has gone up very high in different parts of the world. When he comes to America, there is a different kind of energy and excitement in Indians in America as well as many Americans as well. Earlier, Americans used to talk less, but now more and more Americans are also talking about our prime minister. So he has created a different kind of energy and momentum for all of us and gave a different respect to the NRI diaspora or the diaspora population. And people of Indian origin has definitely got benefited a lot. They got inspired and motivated to work in their own country as well as in the to the causes of their motherland. So he is a great inspiration and motivation to all of us.
You are also working with India US corridor. So, what impact it has created over the years, and how do you see in coming years? What positivity it will bring to our society?
See, India and America is that partnership is extremely important. Now, one is the largest democracy, one is the oldest democracy. Both really strongly believe in the democratic values, democratic reforms. People have their full freedom, what they want it to do, what they want to achieve. And you get a different kind of ecosystem when democratic values are completely into play. Indians are great in technology, Americans are also great in technology, and Indians have started contributing significantly in America. Right now, if you see, there are more than 100,000 Indian doctors in America. I think they say one in six Indian, one in six doctor is an Indian doctor. Most of the top class institutes, if you take whether it is Harvard University and MIT and others, you will see 10 to 15% of students are Indians. There are only 1% Indian in America, or 1.25% of America's population is Indian, but almost 6% of the tax is being paid by Indian origin people. So the Indian contribution to America is great. They all are, as I said, they get excited to work with India, along with India, and to get connected with the population size of 1.5 billion. It's a huge business opportunity. There is a huge human potential that we are tapping in, and together we are making a big difference to the whole world.
You have been a part of Indian education system, and you have been in America for last 20, more than 20 years. How do you compare Indian education with American education? Because a lot of people from India are leading American organizations. So how do you see our education system and their education system, American education system?
There is a little bit of difference between the schooling system here as well as the schooling system in America. Here you have seen that many people tend to go to the private schools where they're in the schooling education, when from first grade to 12th grade. There most of the students, they go to the government school because the government school's quality is really good. India has to improve the government school uh, quality.
Quality.
That is definitely a huge amount of work is required in that space. Things have started getting better, but lot more to be done. But whereas in America, the schooling education system is good. What I have found good over there is that irrespective of caste, creed, religion, or class, there is not much of a class, but still, when you are from a very ordinary family or from the top family, still everybody goes to the same government school. Every town has its one or two or multiple government schools, and most of the schools are delivering very good quality. People don't think about directly going to a private school. Very few go to the private school. Most of them take education from first grade to 12th grade from their own government schools. And whether your parents are janitor or whether they are general manager, where they are owner of a company, all go to the same schools, and great students are coming out of those schools. So that's a big difference between the school education system in India and in America. Here, there is more focus on people trying to go to the private school for good quality education. There, people are happy with the government
Okay.
school system. But when it comes to the college education system, there is another big difference because American college education system is way too expensive in comparison to the Indian education system, and I think that need to change. So once again, if we bring the best of the East and the best of the West, that is India and America together, whether it is in healthcare or education, we can bring the aspect of affordability, accessibility, and improve the quality of education.
Education. That's like, oh, so the cost of American college education is high as compared to India.
Oh, much higher. Like I remember a very interesting incidents that Deval Patrick was the governor of Massachusetts, and in some kind of discussion, I was also there. So we started talking about the high cost of education in America, and I asked in that discussion that just guess that how much I have spent in my entire education from kindergarten to my masters in computer applications in India, how much I have spent. So the governor that time gave a figure of 100,000. Another person gave a figure of 30,000. But to be honest, I have only spent $3,000 in my entire education from kindergarten to masters, and my entire grade or class, whatever it is, the students who were, or my friends and the students who were studying together with me, they, most of them are highly placed in Fortune 100 companies. Either they have their own business or placed in the Fortune 100 companies and doing extremely well. So even we spend very less, but the output or the quality of the students or the education is quite remarkable. So there are a lot to learn from the Indian education system, lot to learn from the American education system, particularly the research, the innovation, the scientific nature of their studies or research, the validation, the verification that they do. Lot to learn from that as well, and together we can make a big difference.
In the last few years, India position in this world has significantly improved. That is, we all can see that we Indians, we have got a voice, and also we have become leaders for global change as well, trying to bring a positive impact in this world. Our honorable Prime Minister has made G20 to G21. So, what are your views about this, and how are we moving into this particular direction?
See, it was a great move by our honorable Prime Minister when he was the president of G20. He made G20 into G21. He included the entire African Union. He gave a seat to African Union as part of G20. It is very important because Africa is almost 1.1 billion people. So our Prime Minister had started thinking for the whole world. Vasudeva Kutumbakam is his core philosophy. So he doesn't think only for 1.5 billion Indians, but he also thinks about 1.1 billion African as well. He thinks about the entire world, but particularly Africa needs more attention
Mhm.
for, because there are a lot of challenges that Africa has. So he brought them to G21 framework, so that when we, a lot of people, when they earlier they used to work in Africa, they used to feel some kind of insecurity, whether it is the safety environment there or the security environment, or for businesses getting a repayment, and all that has their own set of challenges. Resources also had some significant challenges. So that's why our honorable Prime Minister has created this G21 so that you get a lot of support in terms of your inputs, in terms of resources, safety, security, and the whole business environment can become better. And ultimately, that will help the entire African continent. So he also thinks that the models that India has developed for affordable, accessible, quality education, healthcare, entrepreneurship, businesses, startup India, and many other models or solutions that Indian startups or Indian ecosystem or businesses have come out. They all could be very well implemented with small changes to Africa that will help Africa a lot. So this G20 into G21 will make a significant difference to Africa in next 5 to 10 to 15 years, and India will play a very important role. So even India wants to be, India is aiming for being Viksit Bharat or Vishwaguru. You need to start helping countries that look forward to your captaincy, that look forward that with your help, their entire ecosystem gets better, whether it is healthcare, whether it is education, whether it is employment, whether it is energy, whether it is agriculture, whether it is security, employment generation, that the whole thing will get benefited with India's help. So G20 into G21 will not only help Africa, but it will also help a lot of Indian businesses too. So it is a win-win situation for both sides, and that also improves India's positioning as a global leader around the world.
Indian companies have also started investing in Africa. What are your views? Like, is it profitable, or in which sector we Indian companies should go to Africa for investments? Because there have been huge promotion from the government side as well.
See, the whole world right now, the major area where we can focus on is this organic food or our food habits or the inorganic food or the food infested with fertilizer, urea, and chemical. That is the very big problem, and that also causes a lot of healthcare issues.
Mm.
But when you go to Africa, there are still thousands or thousands of hectares of land in every country or every state, which is very much ready for agriculture. They are a virgin land. And if we work a little bit, that could produce you the organic food. So that is one area. Agriculture is one area where Africa can provide organic food to the world that will cut down on the major healthcare issues that world is facing. So agriculture is certainly one area where people should work in Africa, and that will benefit Africa. But more importantly, that will benefit
India as
themselves,
well.
India, America, or wherever you are using those products or selling those products. That will get benefited a lot. So it's a real win-win situation for everyone who is involved in that sector.
Whether it is cost effective or
No, it will be cost effective because the reason I say it will be cost effective because the land is very cheap over there, the labor is quite cheap today, and then nowadays there are a lot of techniques by which you can improve the yield. You don't have to put a lot of fertilizer and pesticide, but there are a lot of processor techniques that could be implemented that will give you a better yield. So I think cost should not be a major factor for you to limit your business. You can really spread your business. You can work a lot in Africa and make a good living, good profit, and good business model for everyone involved.
means agriculture definitely one of the most like uh,
Agriculture and food processing, these areas are very important, and it is going to pick up very, very well.
and what would you suggest, like one who want to invest in Africa in agriculture? What are the key parameters they should look for, like choosing a country, choosing the soil, choosing the climate?
See, there are many countries. Africa is the correction of there are 54 countries in African continent. East Africa, already few companies and few countries are doing pretty well. Again, there also a lot needs to be done. But West African region was used to be a neglected region. There is a lot more to be done. If you compare in the tier two cities of India, what their condition 40 years ago, that condition is still there in those ECOWAS region or the West African region. Around 17 countries are there. Many of the countries are quite backward in some sense. There, I think there is a huge scope where we can work a lot, help the local population there to improve their productivity, to help them in their livelihood, lifestyles, again, help them in the different areas of education, healthcare, infrastructure building. But you also get a huge opportunity to do business there and get good profits for yourself and make a big difference to them as well as to your own.
I guess the time for India is coming to become like a country whose companies are spreaded all across the globe.
Yeah, it
And
is happening. It is going to happen. It has started happening. But Africa is one market where we must tap into. As I said, there is a huge potential for food processing, agriculture, and forestation, environment related projects could be started in a very large scale in Africa. Lot of deforestation has happened in 100 last 150 years, because that's what their livelihood was. You cut the trees, you sell the wood, you sell charcoal, and just deforestation was has happened in a very major way. Now you need to bring back deforestation. That gives you the carbon credits nowadays. So
hmm,
carbon credit business, with the help of forestation, that improves the environment all over the world. The carbon sequestration and other things could be very well planned in that region. And as I said, you make good money in carbon credits, you make good money in agriculture, and in forestation also. There are a lot of native products that they have in their forest that could be used in cosmetic and industry and many other industries, and that could be supplied to not only India but to European countries and American countries, and you can generate a very sustainable, profitable business out there.
means not only IT in India, IT is booming. Also, Indian companies are investing in Africa as a part of making profit as well. In order to also like a development, a sustainable and a collective development, it will be always like including all the countries and then moving it forward. Because how could one country get so developed and other is least developed? That is not the sustainable development for our earth.
Yes, that's true. And that's where Indians have started playing a role, but more active role is required, and we can make a big difference to the entire African continent. Infrastructure is a major play. To start with, their food security is most important. When you make sure that people are not hungry, their stomach is full, and then you teach them other things like education. They are quite lagging in
In Africa, yeah.
education. In there, India can help, or others can help Africa in better education, affordable, accessible, quality education. And that's where, once you take care of their food security, then education, then affordable pharma and healthcare systems, and then you go into the infrastructure. Lot to be done in infrastructure, but there is a new wave, new set of billionaires will start coming up when you start working in
Mm.
Africa.
In COVID, also, Indian medicine system has shown this world our power and strength to achieve what only few countries have achieved. Also, in Africa, we are reading that a lot of pharmaceuticals are we are exporting to Africa. Means we are like the time actually has come, and we want
But
more
see,
and more
what
people.
we have seen when we were in Africa, what we have seen, what medicine that we are selling in India for, say, 100 rupees, for example, the same medicine is being sold in West Africa for 200 or 250 or 300 rupees, which is not right. That country is not that, I won't say prosperous at all, but they are not having the right amount of means or to spend. But now, when the comes to the healthcare, you should not exploit anybody. If you are selling, if you are making it for 50 rupees here and selling it for 100 rupees in Indian market, you can sell it for 125 or 150 at the max, but don't sell it for 200 or 300. There is no reason even to sell it for 150. Whatever is the least minimum cost that you have, transportation cost and other, uh, that you just add and sell it in a very reasonable cost and make profit for yourself. Because that way you are generating a goodwill for yourself, you are generating a goodwill for India, and helping the poor countries which are struggling right now. So don't exploit any country or their issues, but rather help them and take them out of their poverty with many measures, including the affordable pharmaceutical and healthcare system that we can provide to them.
In India, I think we lack the consultancy which you are giving to us and to our viewers, because we still are learning. And I think those who have this huge amount of knowledge and expertise should guide us, should guide Indian startups, Indian companies to move
No,
forward,
I
how
think
to
there
move
are
forward.
there are definitely smart people in India as well. And only thing is now with the focus, we should also have Africa as one of our focus area. There is so much to be done in Africa, and as I said, it will be a win-win situation. You help Africa, you help the common people of Africa, you make good money as part of that process. So it is a win-win situation for both. Things have started moving, but lot more again. Everything is to be done a lot more. Same
Yes.
thing with Indians working in Africa also need to increase significantly. That will benefit both Africa and India. And particularly, the whole world is facing the problem of organic food that could be solved by working in
Yes.
Africa.
We are moving towards organic food. That's why we have started the podcast, in order to raise awareness related to organic food. Because adulteration, the impacts of adulteration are hazardous.
Yeah.
The amount of patients, uh, cancer patients, and different kind of diseases are increasing day by day because of our lifestyle, because of adulterated food and all. And by talking to you, we have understood that you have been working in all the segment, like your 9-day challenge is a solution to a lot of things, not only physical or mental, it's also spiritual. Because in order to like live a happy life, all these three questions are important, but we are too much engaged in our mobile phones. How we need these kind of challenges to motivate ourselves. And by listening to the results which people have shared, I think this year we will be joining, I'll be joining for sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
For
Definitely.
sure. And like in Africa, on the organic food and meeting the demands, because in India we all have also seen that the soil quality is becoming low because a lot of pesticide insecticides are being used on our soil. Also, our population is also increasing, so we will find, we need to find
Correct. I think the Africa India partnership is extremely important. Africa has a huge land mass. India's like density, population density is much higher. We are 1.5 billion people in much smaller area, whereas Africa has a very large area and the population is not that high. As I keep saying, that there are thousands and thousands or millions of hectares of agriculture land is available, virgin land is available. And for example, one of the countries, this Guinea Conakry. Guinea Conakry, the agroclimatic zone is perfect for agriculture. The temperature in most of the Guinea Conakry doesn't go below 16 degrees centigrade. It doesn't go above 35 degrees centigrade. And the water table, that is, the water availability is not very deep. In 60 to 80 feet of digging, you get water. So when you have a good climatic zone, when you have abundance of water, when you have very large land available, it is great for agriculture.
how one person can acquire land or go into that particular segment to have that
So
agriculture thing.
surprisingly, there are not much of a restriction that in India a foreigner cannot come and buy agriculture land. Whereas in those countries, it's not like that. An Indian can go and buy agriculture land. An American can go and buy agriculture land. Putting money inside that country, taking money outside that country is also not
Yes.
difficult at all. Only thing is that earlier the payment issues and repayment issues that all were some kind of challenge, but now there is some institutional support that you get by which you will not get into trouble if you do business over there.
From G20 to G21,
That's
is
one
that helpful?
important initiative. Yes, that's one of the important initiative that is helpful and that is going to make a big difference to businesses.
Okay. It was like very interesting, very enlightening. A lot of knowledge from you, our viewers will receive. Also, those who want to invest in Africa, you can also put into write your comment in your comment section. We'll try to motivate people. We'll try to help with our consultancy to because we also want India to become a country who can support all other Vasudev Kutumbakam, which we have studied from our childhood, which is also our honorable Prime Minister's message to the world. What will be your message for your city, people of your city, Indore, or people of India, and like you are Global Citizens Forum? So, what three messages you want for each of the places? Like from Indore to this, I could see a person who has always motivated himself as well as others and tried to achieve a greater good for humanity. So, so it's very motivational, first of all. And we want you to share these three messages for the people of Indore. Very food is also of the street foods of Indore are also like heaven. I have been to Indore, so I want you to share your message to the people of Indore.
I already mentioned Indore is a great city. People like me who are from hardcore from Indore and now we have into different parts of the world, they all are very much connected and related to each other. We relate and we connect to Indore very much. Indore has a unique distinction of being the cleanest city of India. That has given a sense of pride to all of us who are living abroad. When people now talk about Indore, in even in America or in any other parts of the world, they feel a sense of pride that hey, you are part of a city which is the cleanest city of India for so many years. So, in as I said, Indore is a remarkable story that if Indore can become the cleanest city from what it was, Indore can become a role model city for many other sectors, whether it is health, whether it is employment generation, whether it is women safety and security, whether it is entrepreneurship. Indore should take a lead and create a model in every other aspect, become a real smart city, a sustainable city, and show to the rest of the cities of India and how a city can transform and create a model around it. So that's where in people from Indore who are living abroad and people from Indore who are living in Indore, they all need to work together to make Indore story not only a success story from cleanliness, but all these aspects, whether it is developing a water ecosystem, a health ecosystem, an energy ecosystem, safety and security ecosystem, everything can be created into a model, and particularly the employment generation. That's where the whole of India needs a lot of momentum and showcase studies, and Indore should provide those kind of studies to India and to the rest of the world.
And what message for our Bharat?
So I am a small, humble
Yes,
citizen
we all
of
have.
uh, of Indian origin. I would just say India is doing great. There is a huge task in front of all of us. That is to become a to be Viksit Bharat. India to be Viksit Bharat in less than 23 years by 2047. If we have to be Viksit Bharat, everybody will have to work very hard, honest with full honesty, dedication, passion, and integrity. One man like Prime Minister and many others who get motivated, they are not enough. Every single person, 1.45 billion people, people of Indian origin, outside of India, all need to work together to make this dream into a reality, because that will help generations and generations together. So I think everybody has to work with full dedication, passion, integrity, and creativity together to make this country a developed country in less than 23 years.
That's nice. And to global citizens, people all across the globe. As like you are a humanitarian. You have been working in Africa, you have been working in US, you are working in India as well as in
See,
UK.
like, uh, ultimately, when we talk about Vasudeva Kutumbakam, that is deep rooted in our core belief and philosophy. The whole world is one family. When you start thinking about whole world is one family, everybody has to work together for global good, for greater good, and for others. When you start thinking about others, helping others, working together, not in a conflicting manner, but in a collaborative manner, that will benefit everyone. And that's what our philosophy has taught us, our Sanatan philosophy has taught us. I keep saying that the complex problems of the world has simple solution in Sanatan principles. So start taking a deep look, irrespective of religion, into your Sanatan philosophy and Sanatan principle. Whatever we have is great. There are certain things which we are lagging. Try to bring the best of the East, best of the West, or bring the global best practices for global good, and this world will be a much better place to live.
Thank you. It's like it has been a motivational session for all of us, and we try to follow what you have said, and also the core idea of Sanatan Dharma and Vasudev Kutumbakam is what we it's actually that connecting part with all of us, with all Indians, and this is our Sanatan Dharma which has enlightened and enabled us. Thank you for sharing your views.
Thank you.
It was an amazing show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.